grew up in the 80s or got married in that era would recognize this song. The song Together was launched 50 years ago, and Winnipeg-based singer Joey Gregorash is celebrating the anniversary of the song with a special show. Joining us now is singer-songwriter Joey Gregorash. Good morning, Joey.
Good morning.
Welcome,
Bonjour,
welcome.
bonjour.
Bonjour.
Quick shout out to Claudette for getting me here. Merci.
Yeah, because the streets are really slick out there.
Yeah, it's bad driving.
Let's take us back to the beginning of this song, Together.
You know, I'm editing as we go along. This is an amazing song. I first actually wrote the melody in 1968, but it was another song. It was Together. Okay. I'm sorry, Tomorrow,
okay,
which was released on Polydor Records, my first ever hit. Now, in 1975, there was a bride that was very fussy, and my bandmate Brian McMillan and I were trying to make her happy picking a song for her wedding. She chose To Love Somebody by the Bee Gees, and then she was stuck. And then I went through every song I possibly knew. And no, I don't like, no. And I went, okay, you're not going to be happy until we write a song for you. On this day, remembering that melody from my first ever song that I wrote. And she went, oh, I like that. What's that song? I said, it isn't a song. And she goes, can you write it? So Brian and I sat down, we wrote the lyrics for Together using, you know, what they would normally on this day, you know, we all come together and celebrate. So we wrote the lyrics in 25 minutes. Wow. In 1975, I sang it in church, okay, for the wedding. Yeah. And after, people would come up to me and they'd say, we really like that song you sang. And I said, oh, that's To Love Somebody by the Bee Gees. No, that other one. And I went, you mean Together? And they said, yeah, where's that available? I said, it's not available, we just wrote it. So that's the beginning of the song.
What a story.
It is so lengthy, we don't have time even in this segment to tell you what this song achieved. Now flash forward to 1983, I'm working at CHMM, Chimam Radio in the morning. And Peter Grant and John Cochran come down and say, look, would you like to go back in the studio and do a project for the Children's Hospital? And I went, sure, yeah. Here we go again. We picked one of the songs called Love Will Bring It Together. It was an original song, it was reggae. Yeah. And we couldn't find another song. Here we go again. I went, you know, I played this in church. And Craig Fotheringham, who's very laid back, man, that's a hit.
Really?
We recorded it. That wasn't the A side, right? But we sold every copy of Love Will Bring It Together for the Children's Hospital, raised money for them. One morning, George McCloy on CGOB radio goes, well, it's the wedding season, and our morning man downstairs, we keep him in a cave. He said, well, let's see what this sounds like. He played it. That began a chain reaction that is unbelievable. And that was in 1983. Okay, so now people are calling for, can we get that song? So we pressed more copies. That happened for 3 more years in Winnipeg, where people would, we had to press more copies. Wow. Finally, a fellow by the name of Sandy Davis took the song to Toronto to Attic Records. Yeah. Attic Records went, okay, well, it's a novelty song. That's what they said. They released it. And in 6 months, it was gold.
Oh, wow.
And in 1987, it was one of only 4 gold records awarded that year.
So we are almost out of time. Yeah. You are celebrating this song with a special show. Tell us about the show quickly and where it's at.
Yeah, it's off the cuff, 1755 Portage Avenue, St. James Legion on March the 14th. Tickets at 3 Common. Okay. Come and join the celebration. Great place to have an unplugged show. That's my new project.
Well, thank you for sharing the history of this, Joey. I never knew this history, now I know.
Well, thank you very much.
And
Thanks
good luck
for
with the show.
And you look marvelous.
Thank you.